Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Flyover State of Film. My boys are here. Everybody's so having a couple brewskis, except me. I'm drinking water because they didn't sell the crappy beer I wanted to buy at my local stop and go, and I fuck them. So they didn't get any money from me. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. I have some White Claws because it's White Girl Summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
know what? Speaking of the kind of summer it's going to be, I know that the movie doesn't come out till November, but I was looking at the cast of the Eternals and that Brian Tyree Henry and the guy from Train to Busan, and I'm like, it's thick boy summer. Marvel's finally getting them thick boys. You know, I'm into it.
One's getting some company now. He's,
right.
They can share costumes.
Because I didn't hate Fat Thor like TJ did, but you know they ain't gonna keep him that way. Dude's gonna go back and get shredded.
Marvel really needs to cast Matt Berry in one of those. Speaking of thick boy summer, needs to cast Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, from What We Do in the Shadows. It took me a second. I had to think about who you're talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
Just do Johnny Daytona. Just get
they killed off.
Pretend is a Marvel superhero and just do the whole movie.
Killed off Andy Serkis, and he was a thick boy, and
Is he a thick boy?
Andy Serkis ain't thick.
I don't know. He's muscly, but he's like a tube. You know what I mean? He's not like chiseled. He's real. He's got a thick body. I don't know. I guess
the last time we saw him fully on film with his body, I think it was Ultron, right? Probably.
He's in Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah. Where he's playing the same character.
I don't know. I always thought for as nimble as he was, I guess when I saw him in his suit, and then I saw him they always have him in those nice tailored suits that are form-fitting. He looked more bulky than I expected. For the guy who bounced around playing Golem and was King Kong and stuff.
He was a really good dancer in 13 Going on 30 when they did Thriller at that John. Mark Ruffalo was in that also.
Oh, hey. Maybe let's just not talk about Mark Ruffalo, guys.
Oh, shit.
I kind of brought up the Eternals.
Flyover State of Film would like to apologize to anybody that has been offended by our comment.
You put the thing at the bottom of the scroll.
I'm not apologizing to anybody.
I just love how those people...
I'm going to scrub it.
Sorry.
I like how the Mark Ruffalo's in the world, if they just didn't make a comment about anything, no one would care, and they would like them. And then
here's the thing. I've got no problem with celebrities who want to speak their mind and use their platform, but you better have the courage of your convictions, because when the daddy company comes in and tells you, hey, you got to bend the knee and lick the boot, you're going to have to see where you stand. Do I want to keep being Hulk, or do I want to be an ally? You know what I mean?
Or you like the snozberries.
Those snozberries do taste like snozberries.
I wanted to talk about the Eternals. I didn't bring this up. You guys brought this up.
I did. So the Eternals looks boring. Next.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm sure it'll be boring.
You know what was also boring?
Make a big deal about her using natural background, so it'll be like the Lord of the Rings visually. But I kind of agree it looks boring.
Nomadland.
Who?
The movie that she directed looked beautiful, but it was boring too. It was just Frances McDormand staring at poor people for the whole time.
And, there's just so many characters. What's the movie going to be? It's going to be all introductions to all these characters.
Well, I think it's like the girl
I got a joke. It's going to be eternally long.
Was this where the girl has a dream and then she goes back in time and she's another person? But then like she goes forward in time. Then she's
It's gonna be
making out.
Cloud Atlas.
No, you're talking about the Edgar Wright movie. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about
I mean,
Eternals.
it still sound like 2 bad movies though. I mean,
You're talking about the
I don't know. They
Fierce-
almost had me. The Edgar Wright trailer came this close, and then I remembered. I was like, "Oh no, you're a hack." I forgot.
talking about the R.L. Stein
Oh.
Fierce Street trilogy coming to
No,
Netflix.
that's something I'm legitimately excited for. You know, R.L. Stein was like, the books are PG, but the movies are R, and I was like, hell yeah, baby.
Can't wait for
Get
that.
yeah,
the
but
fuck.
Netflix are. It's a little different.
So there's gonna be boobs, is what you're saying?
Don't. Okay, yeah, I'm in. You got me. Sold.
It's probably gonna be ghost boobs though. Those.
I don't think Eternals looks boring though. I just think it looks. What
It looks visually boring though. It's very dark and gray.
You know what? I think it looks nice, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, like I said, Lord of the Rings, but also like Prometheus, like the big open expanses, the backgrounds and everything.
I just don't want any like fucking. I mean, obviously you're gonna get it like some like religious type of like.
Yeah, they're gods.
Yeah, the whole thing and just that them come down, everyone bowing a knee, and then like certain ones who think humanity is good, and there's other ones. Thank you, Miss Sunday Movies, by the way, for explaining the fucking trailer to me because I never read the
Oh, I
comic.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, like check that out.
You
I
just
mean,
kind of went over their basic
the only one I watched.
abilities, kind of what the deal is with them.
Serious question. This was also supposed to be like a teaser trailer too. Am I right?
Oh yeah, we'll be getting one that like reveals what the villain's gonna be, and like it'll talk more about why they've
And I feel like the
been torn
villain
all
is
these
gonna
years,
be.
but the time has come for us to blah blah
Well,
blah.
the villains
You know,
are the deviants.
I feel like the villain is gonna be Salma Hayek. I don't know why.
Now, did
I
they
feel like
mention? That'd be awesome.
she's gonna betray them. Yeah, I don't know why. It feels like the leader, the main point of view is gonna be the
Emma
one
Chen?
from Chang and Rob from Game of Thrones. Those two are gonna be like our main focal characters.
We should
And I
accept.
feel like Salma is gonna be like the betrayer. I don't know why it gave me that vibe.
We should
Like, they were
expect
talking
to
about-
accept
he was talking
more
about the
Selma Hayek.
deviants and the thing from the comic. That's like their counterpart in the comic, like the evil side of the Eternals.
Yeah.
But that to me kind of sounds a little bit like Shazam, which you know what I mean, like the kind of
Well,
Well,
you
they're
got a
trying to say,
team
like,
of
that
evil
Thanos
monsters
was
and
the
so,
deviant.
you know, like so I don't know how that's gonna fly.
I just thought it
Also,
like show
I
me more. I'll
saw-
see it, but it looks boring. That's my take on it. It looks
Yeah,
boring.
but you know
That's
what?
what
It
I
was kind of
said.
disappointed. It was disappointing to see this regression back because I feel like Ragnarok and Infinity War, we skip over Endgame and WandaVision both had like this visually compelling elements that I was like, okay, they're starting to add things. Maybe they're gonna take risks, especially Ragnarok, and then suddenly we have another Jack Kirby like property who is known for like bold colors and wild
That might be in
visuals,
there. That might be in
and
there.
then it's just
Well,
like
but yeah, but it's gonna be like a Doctor Strange where it's like, okay, and 10 minutes of the movie is that, and
Yeah,
everything
it's
else
like-
is just a
it's
boring,
like-
basic Marvel
like
movie,
it's
origin
already
story.
built. Like I feel like they're only taking risks. It looks kind of like they're taking a risk with Chang, the 10 rings and Shang Li.
Oh, Shang Tsung,
Yeah, that I'm excited for.
No, Shang Chi. Sorry, Shang Tsung is from
Shang-Chi,
Mortal Kombat.
right.
Shang
I'm
Chi.
sorry. We're sorry. Flyover Stereo Film would like to
I'm
apologize.
actually really curious about the Ten Rings to see if they tie
think
it
it's-
back to
Mortal
Iron Man
Kombat
3.
just came out.
No, but I was saying like that one looks like they're taking risks. Like they're already a fucking oiled machine. Like they're making billions.
Yeah.
Fucking experiment. Why not just take a bold risk and just start making different types of movies?
They don't
Like, this
wanna-
just
they
looks
don't
like
wanna
the
fuck
same
up the
shit
golden
again.
goose, man.
Blade.
Yeah.
Coming off of Endgame, they're in a precarious position in their minds. They had to take this unwanted break. They haven't been able to keep the audience engaged like they wanted to. The
That's
shows are
my
helping,
question.
but not everybody can watch the shows.
Do
Yeah.
you think that? I mean, because
But this movie was made before Nomadland, right? Like she did Eternals
it's
first,
about 2 different
and
topics.
then while they were waiting for it to like post production and for it to come out, and then with the pandemic and everything, she
Yeah,
did
she
Nomadland.
got
Is
she
that what
got it
happened?
off- Yeah, she got it off the writer. So she
Yeah.
did the writer. That one got a lot of Oscar buzz and blah blah blah. She got tabbed, and since Nomadland, she probably did it like 2 weeks, and it was edited, and then 2 more. So that was a quick turnaround. But Eternals with all the CGI and all that shit, it takes years.
like I said, I'm making jokes
South
about No
Park's
Man
been done
Land.
for a long time.
I think some people would really like it. I just thought it was fine. It's
Oh,
all
every
based
one
on-
of these movies is some weirdo's favorite.
Well, I was
You
going
can
to
find
ask y'all
somebody
a
to
question.
stand
Like,
for every fucking one of these.
It's all
Do you
based
think-
off of how much you like Frances McDormand. That's No Man
yeah.
Land.
What also like? Do you think that they're going to go super big with this, right? And then think about it this way: the Phase 4 bullshit that they're pulling. Blade comes out, right? Let's say that comes out.
I can't wait.
Do you think that's gonna be a smaller, fucking like more
Yeah.
contained
It kind of
film?
has to be. You can't
I
do
think you
Blade
have
on
to
too
go like
large
big
of
with
a
the
scale.
Eternals and then come back with something super
Yeah.
small and almost
That's
do
a
like
great
an Iron
point.
Man thing.
Make Blade small
what I
and
mean?
gritty like a Logan.
That's a great
you
point,
know, like
TJ.
keep it tight.
Well, I
Blade
don't know
should be
because
small.
they have Shang, which looks big as well because
That's
it has to
huge.
do with the Ten Rings, and then they have the multiverse shit with both Spider-Man and Doctor
Strange.
Strange, which is
And Ant-Man too, Quantum
and Quantum. So I feel like
yeah.
every single shit is
And
gonna be
Captain
like over
Miss-
the top. Yeah.
And the Marvel show, the
Oh,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel sequel's coming out too. With
Yeah,
all the
and yet
different
Loki still is just kind
So
of.
it'd be super dope just to bring everything back to like a small Iron Man, like 2009 type of thing, where just do Blade,
I
real
think you
small, real dark.
I think you
Jared
get that.
Leto shows up as Morpheus.
He ain't gonna do that. That's Sony, baby.
Oh no, that's crossover's happening.
Morbius
So,
has never seen the light of day. If I have anything to do with this world.
Well,
Speaking
if-
of things that should
Make
never see the
Solo
light of
2
day,
happen.
what about like the Willy Wonka remake? Or,
Oh
like,
man, you were so close to a good segue there. You fucked it, tripped over your own ass though.
Yeah,
I was like, he's
covered
gonna
the
do it.
Sons
No,
movies
no,
20 minutes ago, so I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's bland, right? Timothée Chalamet is going
What
to
is
be
the
Willy
movie?
Wonka.
Like,
It's-
literally explain to me what is interesting about like
Him
probably a
enslaving-
rich white kid who is weird and then gets a business. Like,
But
I
they
don't.
already. But I'm confused because they already kind of did the prequel
Depp John.
in
Yeah,
the
but-
Depp one.
But
Like we
everybody
get the
hates Johnny
gist.
Depp now.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah,
like,
but we
that's
get it. He's a slaver, and he
But
likes
Willy
to put on.
Wonka, unfortunately, is
hats.
going to be a property that's going to
But-
float around for.
But like there's another story you can do after the chocolate factories where you do the glass elevator where they go into space and they have this whole fucking adventure in space. One of my favorite books back in the day by Roald Dahl. But like you could have done that and just incorporated Chalamet or Gosling or whoever the fuck you want to do, Donald Glover, which would have been fucking dope, but doesn't really make obviously continuation, blah blah blah. But like
or Janelle
there's ways you could have
Monáe,
done
like
it.
I tweeted out.
There's no reason to have a prequel though, unless he's like building the factory. Then there's that whole thing where like he hired certain people to come in and build
It's
the factory.
literally Cruella. Like Cruella is
Yeah.
coming out.
Ugh.
All right, hear me
And
out.
it's like,
Exactly,
do
it's
we
the same
need
thing.
that?
It's like
It's exactly the
absolutely a
same-
thing we do not need. All these prequels, like
But that was a villain.
there's
Like
some
I mean,
prequels that have been okay, but they're all unnecessary because they all just tell you stuff you already know.
Hear me out.
Like, it's
Hear me out. We do a I'm not here, I'm not there, whatever the Bob Dylan movie where everyone plays a different aspect of Bob Dylan's life.
I'm
Mr.
not there.
McGorium's wondering for him. No,
Yeah,
what was
we
the one
do
that
that.
he was doing?
Yeah, we
no,
do
that's
that
the
with
one.
Willy
Get that
Wonka.
TJ.
We do that with Willy Wonka. That was Dr. Parnassus.
Thank you.
There you go.
But we do that
That
with
movie
Willy
sucked.
Wonka. We have like like just different people playing Willy Wonka, and it's
What a
more
way to
like
say
a weird
goodbye.
art house movie than anything else. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but
It's
like
gonna happen, but like I'd rather it happen and be something different, like I tweeted out, like Janelle Monáe or something, and just
Brian
like
will respect this.
gender bend it than just going with, hey, it's just him discovering his chocolate factory and how he should make kids happy. Oh
Would
no,
you-
he lost his chocolate factory.
Yeah. Would you rather have a Grandpa Joe prequel though, Brian?
No.
To where you figure out why?
Actually, but no.
That
Do a
piece of
Grandpa
shit.
Joe prequel, but make him like
He's
a
in a
really
war?
skeevy anti-hero and like he's a scumbag who's always like scamming people. And he's not even
like
Charlie's
putting-
real grandpa.
putting
He's like,
soap-
you find out that it's all been a hustle all these years.
Just
like,
in
It's
the
like putting
factory.
soap in the
All right.
aisle at the grocery store and just slipping
All
so he can sue them.
diving out in front of cars and shit to get insurance money.
Pitch. Grandpa Joe is actually a bootlegger and he's running alcohol, and that's why he is so money riddled because he got busted by the cops and has to live in this crack den with his family.
Slinging Slugworth gin. He's just
Yeah.
like, hey,
Oh,
Slugworth,
Slugworth gin. Oh my god. Hollywood. Get the Flyboys on the script.
Man.
And you know who's gonna fucking star in it? Kevin Spacey.
Oh, he's back, guys. I mean,
got
did you guys
cast?
hear? Kevin Spacey's back.
Because no one's ever canceled in Hollywood.
Ever.
No, there's no such thing.
I'm
And
out.
I love the audacity of being like, what's the role I should come back for?
Oh,
A guy who's accused of defending a guy of being accused of being a pedophile. Perfect for me. A guy who's been accused of being a pedophile.
He can draw from experience.
Hunting pedophiles.
I think it's the guy who made the movie who asked to be a part of it is literally just an old like Hollywood guy who was like, can't wait to work with him. Happy we were able to land this big Hollywood star.
Yeah, just has
God
like no
damn
idea.
I want to be like, Yusuf, cut this out, but I have something I want to say.
No, but I like that. I found it so hilarious that Paul Schaefer, if I'm saying the correct name, the writer from Taxi Driver, he's like
Schrader. Paul Schrader.
Schrader.
Yeah, is it Schrader or Schaefer?
No, Schaefer is the pianist.
Schaefer's the musician.
Paul Schaefer's the piano guy. Yep.
He's like, if he's not convicted, let him act. There's a lot of bad people in Hollywood. It's like, yeah, why do you keep rewarding the bad people in fucking Hollywood?
There should not be so many bad people in Hollywood, is what we're saying.
God damn it, man.
Jesus
and also,
Christ.
do you know how many of these people should have been convicted and just settle out of court?
Yeah,
that's how things go. Money talks, baby.
Check out next week episode of check out next week episode of Flyover State of Fear where we cover 7 with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck? Oh, maybe. Okay, sure. Yeah. Gluttony.
It's already recorded.
It's a weird one. It was definitely weird news because, like, just retire with your millions, dude. You got away. Like,
well, no. If you were an upcoming director who maybe has a little bit of pull, not enough. I don't know. You have enough money to get, filming and everything you need for like make a movie, and you have enough money that maybe you could talk someone who's been fucking cast out, who has been nominated for Oscars and stuff like that, and you can be like, hey, got an idea. If you want to do it, but if you don't, you don't. But this is what you do. You're gonna be hunting pedophiles. You're gonna be defending, or you're gonna be going against a pedophile guy. Like, why not just come in? If you had Kevin Spacey in the thing and you were trying to come up as a director, bad news, or what is it? What's that fucking stupid ass line where it's like, bad.
No press is bad press, right?
Where it's like, even if you're
think
that
they got.
someone's gonna
they
watch
got the pedophile discount.
All these people
Did they
are
get the
gonna watch
pedophile
it
discount, or did they
it.
have to pay his normal rate?
Right.
Well,
plenty of people watch it just to shit on it and stuff.
It's still not as egregious as I think. The only movie I've ever thrown out when I found it out was I had a 2-pack of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and I was like, he was a convicted pedophile who went to jail but got released. And then when the third movie was coming out, that's when I like learned I guess he was in there. It's like, I own these, and it was $5 at Walmart. I don't need to own them, and I will never rent or like buy that movie. Like, Netflix shouldn't be hosting it. Like, I was one of those people because who let that guy work? Who cares? He created the characters.
Yeah.
That's like speaking of later today we'll be talking about Sean Patrick Flanery, and he's in Powder. The guy who made that movie is a gross creep too.
Oh yeah, shit, that's right. Boondock Saints. Hey.
Yes.
So
how about we fix this plot hole of our conversation?
Segues.
Okay.
We haven't gotten better at this. It's been so long.
So going back to like the Eternals thing, and like now you're seeing a bunch of these memes with Twitter and stuff going off. Like, well, if the Eternals been around for so many years, why didn't they like step in when the Chitauri attacked New York, or when Thanos did the snap, and all these different fucking stupid things? It's like, if you did that, you wouldn't have fucking movies before this, which built one of the best universes in the world. Mind you, it is getting a little fucking ridiculous over time.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best.
And I was like, why are there so many Eternals? Like, now we're going to have a team with like 7 new people. I got to remember.
Kill some off, dude. You got to kill some off at some point.
Who was it? Was it TJ?
Let's snap again.
Yeah.
One of you said it like Shazam. It is that Shazam ending with so many Shazams. Anyway,
yeah, and they all look kind of the same. And they
sorry,
all have,
TJ, go on with your
similar-ish
topic
powers.
because.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you could like take great movies from the past and like you can even just be like, as an example, if like E.T. got on this fucking ship and you wouldn't have the fucking film E.T. if he made it back to the ship, but like stupid plot holes that people say. I'm sure Brian will give this example in his. But like, if you could take these plot holes and fill them in, you wouldn't have a movie. So if you guys had examples of these, get them out. We'll start with Brian now because I said that. So Brian,
yeah. I guess I would say the low hanging. My actual answer is kind of low hanging fruit too. But I mentioned the Lord of the Rings. People always talk about the eagles. Like, if Gandalf had the eagles, why didn't they just fly him over to Mordor and drop the ring in? Boop, no, just do it right away. First thing, be done with it.
People say, I would have seen it. But you know what's the true plot hole of that movie? Not the plot hole, but kind of the same thing as TJ was talking about.
And Joe, don't you fucking say a thing. We all know what you think about Lord of the Rings, you piece of shit.
I enjoy it. I just rewatched them.
It should have been.
That was old me, TJ. You moved and I got cooler.
You moved and I got cooler. Wow. You were holding him back, TJ.
You were holding him back, man.
No, I like Lord of the Rings, but that is the low hanging fruit plot hole, right? Like
it's Elrond. Elrond should have fucking killed the Human King.
Yep.
When he said no and throw
the
body
he didn't
with the
drop
ring.
the thing in, just lop dude's head off and push them both into the...
What do they call that?
Deus over.
Like throws ass over.
They call that Deus Ex Machina.
Elrond just like kicks him like Leonidas in the 300 and just like launches his ass into the volcano.
Well, it's like, you're there now. We just spent 11 hours if you watch the extended version.
Walk by him. I was like, what are you doing? I never really
You are 6'9". Kick that little human.
They call that Deus Ex Machina, right?
What was that?
They call, like, when something like that happens, like a MacGuffin, like Deus Ex Machina, right? That's the name?
A MacGuffin refers to an actual object.
Okay.
Let's search for
Deus Ex Machina.
Because I always think of the Easter egg in Dodgeball, where the treasure chest at the end is called Deus Ex Machina.
Because in the end, that saves them.
Yeah.
The Deus Ex Machina is something that comes out of nowhere and saves the
character. That's what the Eagles are in...
Yeah, absolutely. A MacGuffin is like an object that everybody's searching for. Like, every Marvel movie has a MacGuffin. It used to be the Infinity Stones or whatever. It's like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter what it is, just the thing that the plot revolves around.
In my terms.
So, Joe, what is your plot?
No, wait, I didn't give you my real answer.
Oh.
Sons of bitches.
I threw the lob ball for the Lord of the Rings thing, so let him
I thought that was just like an easy, so everybody got an idea. I want to talk about Signs.
Great
motherfucker. I think Signs is a good movie.
Yes.
And like when I watched it and the ending happens and spoiler alert, the aliens are taken out by water. I was kind of in my mind I was like, "Oh, I get it. They're doing a War of the Worlds thing and it's like the idea of something that is commonly known to us but wouldn't be." I just thought it was like they were trying to go for the simplistic thing. Like it wasn't guns and bombs, it was the flu. And they were trying to go something as simple as that. It was like, it wasn't all our weapons that saved us. It was something simple like water. But fully, if aliens that mastered intergalactic travel came to a place that was covered 70% in poison, they would probably not land and they would just pass us by and then the movie would not exist. So
well, I think also in that the Signs, though, it's goofy because they're literally aliens are running through the dew-ridden like crops.
Yeah.
So in theory, the dew on the crops would kill them.
That's true. Like a field at night, you're gonna get wet for sure.
Yeah.
And it never rained.
I like the movie Signs. I think the suspense in it is good. Good performances. Abigail Breslin is one of my favorite little kid performances when she tells the water's got amoebas in it. That's
and the rain, like those aliens, it could have just been a rainy day that day. And like, where are they? Idaho.
Yeah,
that'd be it.
It's been raining here in San Antonio for almost 2 fucking weeks.
There's a lot of rain, so.
So it's funny. My plot hole also has to deal with the water.
Lady in the Water.
And no, Batman
Begins. Guys.
I love Batman Begins. Great movie. Kind of like Brian was saying. Like I have nothing on the movie, but the ending device that Ra's al Ghul uses to, vaporize the water all throughout the city, and people are just not combusting, and we're all made of so much water. And
does it not affect blood and like bodily fluids for some reason?
It always makes me giggle because it's like, wait, what? What like? What? I just wish there was like one thing to kind of explain it, like because people will be blowing up like potatoes in microwaves or peeps in microwaves, you know, like
Well, they're all dehydrated though. It's Gotham City, you know.
yeah, you're right.
Disgusting thing.
They're doing a
Like-
I'm
lot
not
of
drinking
drugs.
their 8 ounces.
Yeah,
Especially
doing a
that it
lot
was
of
supposed
drugs.
to control the whole sewer system. Like it's
Sewer.
a lot of ground to cover.
Sewer.
Suas.
I'm from North Jersey.
Talk about the
Same
sewer.
place, basically.
And then I have another one. I just
Kid,
want
what are
to
you doing
mention.
down there in the sewer?
I'd say
Get
another
out of
one.
the sewer, Timmy.
And this one is just one of those ones like TJ was saying where they pick. It's like, oh, the movie wouldn't happen if it was The Hangover. Spend more time looking around the hotel, and like
Contact the front desk.
Yeah, wasn't the
Go
guy
have
like up on the
cameras?
roof or something? Like,
He was just on the roof the whole time. But it's like one of those things of like literally like scour the
We used
entire.
to throw mattresses in college off the roof. We're like, oh.
Like I don't know. It's just one of those things where at the end of the day, you're like, if you knew someone who was in that situation, especially like someone who had to be at a wedding, which imagine going to your bachelor party the night before your wedding.
That's
that seems
the
like a
plot
terrible
hole.
idea.
That's the plot hole.
Just
It's
imagine being
actually going
hungover,
out
that
the day
hungover.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm
but
going to a
mine-
bachelor party like
I got mine.
I'm going to
mine.
a bachelor party like
Yeah,
2
mine.
weeks before a wedding, and I'm like, that's too soon to the wedding.
I don't want to
Actually,
get
I
that
did.
drunk.
I did my Actually, I did my bachelor's the day before. Actually, yeah.
Oh, you did?
It's because I flew to Puerto Rico, and the day following was my wedding. So we just went out drinking the day that I landed.
So
But it
you're
wasn't
the
like.
exception.
But I wasn't Vegas, you know.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was super hungover too. Wedding. Yeah. And my wife was like, "Why are you so serious?" And I was like, "I'm trying."
My wife.
In my
I
head,
just don't want to vomit. I'm just trying to throw up.
I was just trying to be serious.
I've done-
Mine is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Hmm.
You know that
Please explain.
plot. The plot
Harry
of that
put his
movie-
name in the thing.
Yeah. Don't compete. Don't go in the competition.
Yeah.
Like just tap out in the first challenge. Just go
I'm
like,
good.
I'm out. You know.
Especially if fucking
Everybody else
Dumbledore's like,
continue, and you're out
hey,
of the tournament.
don't.
Well, I think Cedric Diggory still would have got killed though. Like that
Whoa.
doesn't save
Doesn't
Cedric.
matter, but the movie revolves around him in the tournament. That's like the entire fucking movie. And everybody's like, "Why are you in the tournament? How did this happen?" Dumbledore should have said, like, "Hey, Harry, as soon as the tournament starts, just go to the ground and tap." And you go like, "I'm out."
Just
Yeah,
let
when
the
that Russian
fucking
guy
dragon
tried-
kill you, and then you'll be out of the tournament.
When
You're
that
out.
Russian guy
Let's go.
becomes a shark, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That is tight.
Order of the
That's
Phoenix
a good
is good. That's the better
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Well,
movie.
what? No, Prisoner Azkaban's the best one.
No, Prisoner
now?
Azkaban
Yeah,
is as good.
dude. Dude, werewolves? Get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you,
But-
Order of the
but
Phoenix
the
is the
other
best
one-
one.
No, it's not the best one, but it has the best magical the only magical battle, which is Dumbledore versus Voldemort.
That's why it's
I'm
the
surprised
best one, because the
Joe
rest of those
is
movies are
silent.
useless.
Yes. But the other one is Aladdin.
Wait, Joe
Uh,
Frozen?
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I think he is.
I was like, why isn't Joe talking to Harry Potter?
Hey, baby. I'm gonna have to remember to edit.
Shrek?
We're gonna wait for him to come
Hey, guys.
back now that you edit. Oh, he's back.
I lost I lost internet through that whole Harry Potter
Ooh.
talk.
Holy
Ooh,
shit.
Okay, you're back.
You want to tell us what your favorite Harry Potter
I'm back.
movie is?
Good point, Joe.
I watched the first one a lot, and I don't remember any of the other ones.
Oh.
I
What
also
the fuck
like
did
the first. I like the first two because they're the only ones that feel like kids movies, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, they're good.
Like
I
I
was actually
obsessed
watching the
with
first one the other day.
It came out at the right time, and then like I saw the other ones at some point, but I don't have hold any in sort
You
of
retain
regard.
them.
I think they're good kid. I think they're good kids movies. Like I own them, but I don't. I will rewatch them at some point.
But you watch
So-
Shrek a lot.
Yeah. Happy
Yeah.
anniversary, Shrek.
Yeah, man. I watched
Did we get
Shrek,
TJ's
and I
picks?
was watching.
TJ, did we get your picks?
Let
And I was
me say
watching
Aladdin. I
Shrek
said
before
Aladdin,
it
and
became a
then
meme,
fucking
and
Oh,
Joe.
a-
you didn't
and a
tell
movie.
us why Aladdin. Sorry.
Aladdin. Jafar
yeah.
just does the actual exchange. He doesn't try to kill Aladdin. It's like thank you for the lamp. Here's
No, he
your money.
tried to.
No, he betrayed him and threw him into the cave. He would
No,
just
he had
pulled
the
him up.
knife out to stab him, but Aladdin fell.
I'm saying
Like,
don't try to kill him. Like
But don't
you're just
stab him.
gonna
Actually
become-
save him.
Yeah.
Take the lamp. Then you would have the
pay him
lamp
the money.
Oh.
and
You're
just
gonna
let him
become the
go.
most
Just give him pay him a
powerful
little
man
bag
in
of
the
Like seriously, you give Aladdin a bag with like 6 coins in it, and he would leave away. He would go away forever.
Yeah,
You'd never see him again.
But Abu would steal the fucking lamp either way, and
no.
then you'd be stuck.
Kill the monkey
like,
there.
That goddamn rug would steal everything. That rug was more powerful.
A goddamn monkey.
Jafar fucked himself up. That's
That rug's so powerful they gave him a part in the Doctor Strange movie, made him his own character.
That's actually the best.
He's more useful than Wong in those movies.
That's true. It's kind of sad, but true.
Yeah.
TJ, your
Wong's
pick.
the man.
I don't really have one. I thought of one before because someone brought this up earlier, but like, I did because you said petty cash. But like, think about this: if they did "Don't Tell Mom Babysitter's Dead," and they dropped that body off, and they did a blood work test, and they figured out where the lady was and where she was employed to, that movie would never work. And also, those kids would be in jail, so you're looking like an alpha dog situation. That movie doesn't work, but also turns into a very dark fucking film where all those kids get arrested basically for sabotaging.
Oh yeah.
That makes me think of like one. That's like Weekend at Bernie's, just like let him come take the body away.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Those weird fucking films where like these people die and people just go, what do? We put them in a fucking case and just carry them around for like 3 hours in a film. You're like,
I almost picked Weekend at Bernie's 1 and 2 for an episode, and I never did. And
here's another one.
Actually, good.
You still haven't done Crocodile Dundee?
Yeah, I have those in my back pocket.
Big's another one that's like that, where like he's easy. Just arrest the fucking man. He would get caught at that job. He made his way up to be like a CEO almost.
Whoa! Why would you arrest him?
He did nothing. He's a little kid.
No, the mom.
For fucking
breaks
being a
into
fucking
his own
pedophile.
house. The mom would have they'd ID him. The mom would think he was the kidnapper. Adult him was the kidnapper, and she would ID him. They'd be on the hunt for him.
That's a good point.
Like there's a different movie at Big where like Joshua does something.
Also gets molested.
Josh does something to get himself to be in the paper of being like, boy, guy makes it big with new toy and is in the paper, and the mom gets it and is like, that's the guy. And then the movie rolls to a different total thing and be like, you kidnapped my son. He's like, but
and
mom,
there's a shootout and he gets killed, and then when he dies, he turns back into the boy, and you realize.
And he's like, shimmy, Cocoa Puff.
We're like Back to the Future. She's like, you look like a son I had in the future, but Marty, and if he ever burns the garage down, then like you make a Project Almanac movie where someone keeps going back in time and having to like, dude.
Oh, I was watching Safety Not Guaranteed yesterday. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Oh yeah. All right, what's the next subject?
Movie posters, baby.
Can I go last?
Yeah,
hey,
sure.
You know what? I was noticing this topic about the posters doesn't feel very topical. This feels like a thing maybe left over from a show a couple weeks ago or something.
Maybe the other episode ran long. I don't know.
Do you remember even why you picked this? Do you remember what it was?
I do. It was a twofer. Movie theaters are opening up again, and I had that feeling of walking through the hallways and seeing all those movie posters and getting excited about movies that are coming up. But really, it was the Green Knight movie poster released by A24 that looked fucking amazing, and I'm so pumped for that movie. And that feeling about watching a movie poster and getting excited for a movie. I wanted to ask the boys, what was one of those movie posters that got you pumped for an upcoming release? Brian, how about you start?
Fucker. Oh, you let me go first? Thank you.
Hey, you remember when you had to see your movie posters instead of trailers to let you know what it was happening in the movie?
Well, right. I remember a time when you only saw the trailers in the theater. They weren't on the computer like you kids have it today.
Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, now I can go?
Sure. I could see 3 movies and get a pie tin.
I never got a pie tin, all right? That's not from I bought my bag of nickel candy, and I just went to the picture show. Anyway, it's funny because both the posters I thought of when I asked this question, not only do I remember them very vividly, I even saw them in the same place, like the theater that I went to all through high school and when I was living in my 20s. They were right up on the wall by the bathroom, big stand-ups. They weren't even posters. They were like big cardboard stand-ups. One was for the first X-Men movie in 2000.
That was a good one.
Like, just, you'd
But
have
that's the
Blade,
X,
which I was
right?
kind of, I
It
like
was
Blade
just
now,
the
but I was
X,
lukewarm
the
on Blade
door.
when it came out. So,
Door, yeah,
like,
door.
I wasn't super excited, but the idea of an X-Men movie got me super stoked. I was very excited about that.
Yeah.
And it's back in the day, like, it wasn't like now where you'd have heard casting and stuff for months and months and months.
Yeah.
And then it was like just
even
there.
like-
I had no idea they were making a movie, and then it was like, boom, here's a stand-up. There it is.
So, Brian, I have one, and this is not what my pick was, because it's like not a... But the first time I ever saw Alien was not saw the movie, but the poster was a re-release. It was that glowing egg, and it caught my interest. I was like, what is that?
That's
And
awesome.
it was
I went to that
inter-
re-release, actually.
Yeah, and I was young enough where I don't even think I ever saw it, but it caught my eye. But I remember that whole remembering of seeing posters just out for movies you didn't see trailers yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, X-Men was like when that like Joe said, it was the X door, right? Where
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Cerebro.
Big like
Yeah, it was just like, it
cardboard
was like a little
stand-up.
slit
Yeah.
in between.
But like
It's gonna be
TV
here. I'm
Guide,
gonna put it here.
yeah, TV Guide was the fucking like intro to it, because that's when you learned, like, because it would be like Patrick Stewart's playing fucking Professor X, and that's it. That's all
Yeah.
you knew. You didn't know Ian McKellen. You didn't know fucking Hugh Jackman. You didn't know fucking you knew Anna Paquin from like
Guy from Swordfish.
Fly Away or what the goose thing. Yeah,
Oh, I knew Halle Berry, baby.
I think that was after all that. That was
Was-
after X-Men.
Same
Yeah.
year.
Maybe, but that's before they.
Yeah,
met again.
I'm making it.
But like you don't. I remember like seeing a thing. I think it was like a Disney thing also, where you learned who Sabretooth was and learning about the guy who played Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie fucking remakes.
Yeah, that Tyler Mane, yeah.
Tyler Mane.
He's a giant
Like,
bastard.
shit like that. Like you had movies.com, which had some type of like a blog intro.
Oh, I'm not saying the information wasn't out there, but it wasn't like it is now, where
No,
it's
but
just
that's what I'm saying.
so
like, you
readily
got
available.
small
You had
little
to look
intros
for it.
to
It
I
was
went on
yeah,
movies.
very niche. Yeah.
Mine's right along
day.
yours.
Everybody's
I went on
talking over each
movies.com.
other. Everybody take a break. Somebody has to talk once. 3 people at the same time. It's kind of hard to listen.
Nobody's listening.
I was just getting.
I'm listening. It's kind of
I was
hard
just
to listen.
I used to go to movies.com every day, read the Dave White and a great or young great Drake, and it was also Roger Ebert was on there, and it gave you all the movie news. Movies.com was the shit.
But yeah, I agree. Like the X-Men poster was the shit for me as well, because I was a huge fan. I like every morning or the weekends I would watch those cartoons. And like they're actually gonna make like I didn't know them.
When I had the Wizard magazines where they would do speculative casting, and it was like Glenn Danzig as Wolverine and shit like that,
I remember when it was what's it called from Roger Rabbit, who was supposed to be Wolverine at one point, where it's fucking
perfect, because he had the back hair.
Yeah, it's just like
Bob Hoskins. Right?
Yeah, Bob Hoskins was supposed to be like Cannonball style. And then it was
He'd have made a great Puck. You guys familiar with Puck? Canadian superhero, small. It's like a dwarf.
A lot of people thought Peter Dinklage was that.
No, he can play other things that aren't dwarfs. You dwarfist.
Have you ever seen Tiptoes?
Whoa! I didn't do it.
You've seen not Sharp. Never mind. TJ, what's your poster?
Well, I'm gonna play off of Brian because it was around like the same time where like you only got small hints, and this movie kind of like used the building of the internet movie stuff with Cloverfield. That poster and that cardboard cutout where it's like Statue of Liberty with the head cut off, or it was just like
that was on my list.
Like a shot from Ellis Island looking at New York and like half it's fucking blown up. Those things and like the internet where it was supposed to be like if you watch how it was supposed to be a comet hits in the water at some point, like the weird like thing
all
they
the
did,
speculation and stuff. You're kind of in that
like those
post Blair Witch, but like before everybody gave up on it.
And this was in like movies that were rated R or PG-13, depending on what the movie was. Like if you went to a PG movie and you went to see like X-Men, some trailers wouldn't play for you. But if you went to a rated R movie, some trailers would play for you. And you got Cloverfield in all those, but you got different ones.
Everyone. Yo, Brian just unlocked the memory for me because I remember being obsessed with the newspaper reviews, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or Showtimes. The reviews and the Showtimes would be on the same page. and being at summer camp and the Blair Witch, which I was too young to see, but being the
That's
hot
good.
topic of like the camp counselors, being that poster being in all pages of all these like showtimes and reviews. I don't know. You just unlocked a weird memory for me.
Nice.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen this though. I remember this because I was looking it up, but it was like a Deep Blue Sea poster, but it did like a two sharp things and like a big sharp. So it's supposed to look like a shark coming in, like the Jaws poster, where it's the shark coming up and get the girl. But
Yeah.
also it looks like a shark tooth if you took a shark tooth out of a thing. So it was like this really dope cardboard cutout of a Deep Blue Sea poster too,
Oh, that's dope.
which was a really good one. It was like a cardboard cutout that you see in the fucking movie theaters. It's not necessarily a poster. Like Deep Blue Sea poster doesn't really translate. But I mean, for me, it was like Cloverfield, Deep Blue Sea. Other than that, like posters don't really work that much anymore. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas one, where it's like Jim Carrey like doing the
That
whole
was a good
hands
one.
over the thing. That was a good one
It
too.
was the
Yeah.
I remember the Titanic cardboard cutout, the big one.
With the
I
ship
swear
all
that was
like
up,
askew.
yeah, built and stuff. I swear that was in my Lowe's theater, like the big megaplex, for like 4 years. Like they just left it up.
You can just ask them, and they might give them to you too if you just walk.
Usually
in.
employees jack them. That's
Yeah.
why, you know.
Yeah.
So I
I
have
remember
a
my
few.
mom petitioning.
I want to say.
I remember my mom petitioning. Wait, I'm not saying what mine is, but you said it was asking employees. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with the Rugrats and the Rugrats Good in Paris. They had these amazing posters of them as famous painters. And because
Oh,
my
okay.
mom's an art teacher, I was obsessed with painting. Like, you know,
We gotta,
like
we gotta
painters and all
talk.
this.
We gotta talk with Barry to see if
And
he makes us a jingle, and I'm gonna play that jingle every time Joe goes on a tangent. It's like it's time for Joe's tangents.
I thought you were gonna talk about a piece of music to like play him off, like at the goal, like the Oscars. Like, okay,
No,
wrap it up,
you know,
buddy.
I thought it was.
It just kicks in like Joe's talking, and the song is.
I thought it was an interesting story. Anyway, I remember her asking and wanting to buy them from the movie theater because they were really cool, and they wouldn't give them to us.
I used to get a lot of.
Well, that must have been hard for you, Joe, in your life of privilege to not get something that you wanted.
Yeah.
It was a first for Joe. He had never experienced want before.
No, I experienced a lot of that. But anyway, they were cool. They were cool posters.
I have a few. I actually have like 5, but I'm gonna narrow it down.
I only said one. I had at least one more. Jeez, I didn't know we were doing 5.
So I'll do the low hanging fruit, the Dark Knight poster with the. But that one I'll leave it.
The Why So Serious poster.
That one and no, but specifically the one with the building with the Batman logo blown out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Just standing like that. I remember walking in the theater and being like, "Oh, fuck yeah!"
Well, also, Batman Begins had been so good that when you saw that sequel poster,
Yeah.
you're like,
Sure. Especially like I knew that the Joker was coming. Like it's so awesome. But the one that I don't know immediately pops into my head. Come with me, guys. Time
Take a
travel.
journey.
2007. A young Youssef is finding out who Tarantino and who Robert Rodriguez are, and he sees Grindhouse, Death
Dope. That's dope.
Planet Terror. Oh my god, I was so fucking excited for that. 3 hours of my 2 new favorite directors coming together to do this Grindhouse 70s experiment, and I was so excited for that movie.
This was the last movie I sat in the line for. I'll say I had to sit outside at 12 midnight at fucking Lowe's and just wait and fucking wait. And you had to get in at some point, and they had the intermission, which was tight. But you sat there and watched all those fake trailers.
Yeah, they were good.
Or whatever it was. You didn't get up, man.
All I got was one of the fake trailers, and it ended up being a real movie afterwards.
Big flyover night for Lowe's Theaters chain.
Getting the shout outs on Flyover.
Yeah, that one,
Mark.
and I'll leave my other 2 for later. Joe, did you say yours?
No, I mean, I was just sharing things I was remembering, but it's funny you said Dark Knight because um, I was trying to think. I was like, what poster do you really get excited for? Because you know, I would get excited at the theater, but I would never like remember it by the time I got home. You'd see me go, oh, that looks cool, that looks cool. But really, for me, it was that Why So Serious poster, but it was
Oh yeah.
specifically pre that. It's not even a poster. It was the first promo image. We were talking about movies. It's weird you mentioned movies.com earlier of the upshot of Heath Ledger as just the Joker with black background. You didn't even see the full scope of what he was
Yeah.
doing. And I think it was pre-death too. Like it was just the first
Yep.
teaser image, and they had the big marketing campaign where they were like, it was like a guerrilla marketing campaign where you could go online and if you typed in certain things, it went here, or people were finding like it was a very cool.
And they were
campaign
selling
to
like
even go.
Gorilla Glue and all that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember being like, I was
Ryan
like
looks like a
over the
fucking
moon
king.
excited for for the Dark Knight. But it's funny because I was thinking about like what got me excited walking out the theater, and there's two movies in particular, and both are relevant. One was actually Hot Fuzz because we love Shaun of the Dead so much. I remember seeing the poster
Yeah.
just with the two of them on it and thinking, oh, I loved Shaun of the Dead. They made another movie, these guys. Like me, like that thought, and then Saw 2 with the two fingers teaser
Oh yeah.
coming. That was
That's
it
good.
was like gruesome, and it was different from the first Saw poster.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good one, Joe.
those were just like all like there's a few I really think of modern posters that are just movie posters, not like Yusuf said, like Mondo posters or like someone's artistic poster, like what the
I'll tell you
studio's
what.
putting out, that inspire to want to see the movie these days.
Yeah.
And that's been happening for 25 years now.
On like the heels of like Cloverfield and like saying that like Matthew Broderick's Godzilla, those posters and like the publicity around it.
Oh yeah, they sold that movie very well.
Shit.
100%.
Toys, everything, fucking all the.
I was just telling Harrison like a week or so ago how Taco Bell spoiled the look of Godzilla for me. Like I was so excited to see Godzilla and finally like see what they were doing with him, and then it was like on the side of the like drive-through menu they had a giant cardboard Godzilla. I was like, oh, that's how I get it revealed to me, I guess. Cool.
With a side of diarrhea.
I think Taco Bell actually got sued for their marketing campaign.
Did they really?
Or not sued, but it was like they were not happy because they were really trying to hide that Godzilla monster.
Yeah, I was like, great, cool, thanks Taco Bell.
Fucking Pops now that ruins everything.
Oh yeah, they'll get ahead of it. Well, that's the thing. Like, and Lego does it too. Like, don't be looking at like what's coming out from Lego because they'll ruin the plot of all sorts of shit. They don't give a fuck.
All right, honorable mentions.
Yeah, I had two more. One is a memory Joe just unlocked by talking about Batmans for so long. And I remember being a little kid. I must have been, based on what movie I'm about to say, I had to have maybe been like 10. And, the movie's seeing something else. I don't remember what, but I look over and there's a giant banner. It was like one of those banner posters like hung up on the big wall at my childhood theater. And it was for Batman Returns. And I was like, fuck. And you saw, it was like, Batman in the middle, and you could see they had Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer all done up, the Catwoman, and I was just
when you said 10, you meant like 10 decades?
I meant my son was 10 at the time.
Your first
my
son
grandson was 10, and I was taking him to the theater.
Harrison and I are the same age.
Yeah. I'm like Kearney from The Simpsons, where I'm a teenager and the parent of a teenager.
I have a good story though. This isn't a poster, but it is a good story.
Damn your stories! I had another one I didn't get to. I'm not letting Joe tell one of his damn stories again. I had a last one, and I'm getting it out here, and that was the poster for Seed of Chucky. It had been like 5-7 years, something since Bride of Chucky, and I was in no way expecting another Child's Play movie, and then boom, the Seed of Chucky poster, and it was obviously like a pun on Coming because that whole movie is, and I was like, you know what? I'm here for this. Let's do it. I'm ready.
I refused to go into the Blockbuster because the Bride of Chucky trailer poster was giant, blown up, and it scared me.
I got an honorable mentions. 30 Days of Night. That poster is amazing.
That is a dope one. Maybe the last scary vampire movie they ever made? I don't know.
Probably, yeah. I don't remember. They became either heroin addicts or sexy afterwards. And the last one is John Wick 2, the one with all the guns pointed at them.
Oh yeah. That was a good.
I was like, I'm fucking ready for that.
Trump ruined that one for me. No, so mine was gonna segue. My story is gonna segue into my topic.
Oh,
Good, because
PJ, do you have
Do you have anything else?
Godzilla. I did
Yeah,
Godzilla.
I'm
good?
Ready?
You're good?
Ready
All
to
right,
go.
Joe.
All right, let's do it.
So speaking of posters and Blockbuster, as a little kid, like very little kid, I loved the Power Rangers, and we went to Blockbuster in the morning, like 11 a.m. to get like tapes, and there was a big Blockbuster display of tapes and posters, and I went running into it head first, yelling, "It's morphing time!" diving into it, and some poor employee had to clean it up, and my mother was very embarrassed. Anyway, speaking of my
Did
mother,
your mom at least like buy one of the tapes to make up for it? Like,
oh, she probably bought a ton of stuff. Like I was like very little, like, but I yelled, "It's morphing time!" and like dove straight first into the tapes.
that's rad.
So, anyway,
I would
speaking
have
of
beat
my
you
mother,
in the middle of the store and embarrassed you in front of everyone.
speaking of my mother, and advertising works, guys. Our famous game of Joe's Mother Describes Popular Movies is back.
It's
Yeah,
sponsored. It's
finally,
sponsored by
people can
Lowe's.
stop tweeting me wondering when it was going to come
You
back.
guys don't get boners. Get bluechew.com /
I'm inundated with requests for Joe's mom to come back.
Yeah, we got it. And there's a theme throughout this one, by the way. If at the end of the questions, you get the theme, then congratulations, you got the theme. There's no prize. But that'll be the tiebreaker if there's a tie. I'm gonna say the whole thing, and then I'm gonna say name that movie. Okay. This time I'm not hammered for a game, so I will actually say name that movie. All right. Oh, hello, everybody. It's Joey's mother.
What is your name? We never got your name. You look beautiful tonight, by the way.
She doesn't have a name. When you become a mother, you're no longer a person. You're just a mother.
This is not an accurate representation of my mother.
Okay.
It's Joey's mother.
This is one of the things, if Joe's real mom watched it, it would just hurt her feelings.
All right. Yeah, actually, that's why she doesn't have a raspy smoker's voice.
And that's what you know. You look beautiful tonight, by the way.
Yes, Mrs. Chen Cheddick.
Yeah.
Oh, a beautiful shawl. What a lovely